All right, that was Ralph Tresvant, Sensitivity. Couldn't we use a little bit of that right now? We live in America right now where hate groups and white supremacy at a historic high. We also learned about a lieutenant in the Coast Guard who was going on the internet trying to find out what he could do if Trump was illegally impeached. He talked about a civil war. He stockpiled weapons. He wanted to kill Donald Trump's political enemies, the presidential candidates, to newscasters. He talked about killing all the black people in the world. We live in a time where you do not need to make up monsters. They exist. Contrast that with the fact that Jussie Smollett was arrested today for lying to the police about an alleged homophobic and racist attack. In a city of Chicago where there are real black men and real black women and real gay people getting hurt at an alarming rate and attacked at an alarming rate, they didn't need Hollywood to bring them more trouble. He lied. And all of the people right now who are in the face of all of this information still supporting him and acting like it wasn't a big deal are abetting something that hurts all of us. Listen, right now, we had people who are inclined to give the victim an ear. You had politicians who would come right out and say, hey, you know what, this is wrong and we need to speak out and we need to believe the victims. And now they're getting rebuffed. Now they're being challenged. People are saying, well, he turned out to be a liar. So now they're going to be a little slower with their support of victims. So not only has he done that, but he has put us in a position now. He is somebody that I liked and respected. He'd been over my house as a caterer. I was proud to see how he elevated and had become a star. I was very proud of him. He's a cat I was very, very, very fond of. I shouldn't say it was, and very, very fond of. But allegedly, he made a call to the people that were supposed to have attacked him an hour before the attack, an hour after attack, when those men were in Africa. He used 2 black men to do something to him, and those men could have gotten in trouble. A black superintendent of Chicago got and decried what Smollett had done. He talked about the reputation that Chicago has, how hard it is, how many warts they have, and how many things they got to go through, and they didn't need this. He talked about just needing an apology and restitution. What has happened is that Jussie Smollett has used racism and homophobia and fear and hatred for personal gain. He has done what he has seen Donald Trump do on a regular basis. But I guarantee you this. If the allegations turn out to be true, and they are proven, because obviously no matter what we know, we don't know anything, or he hasn't been adjudicated, there hasn't been a trial, but I can say this, that if he is found to be guilty of stoking fear and hatred and homophobia, if he is found of being guilty of lying and doing all those things for personal gain or not, there will be a lot of black people who will not only silently do it, but a lot of black people will call for him being held accountable. A lot of black people will do it because he lied and he used fear and hatred and bigotry and homophobia, and he used it for a personal gain. And a lot of black people will be loud and vocal decrying what he done, and they will demand accountability. Will Trump supporters do the same? That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.